Hey everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz, and welcome to Walkabout Europe, the Football Manager 21 Journeyman Save, where we combine fitness and Football Manager. Today is all about Football Manager. Behind me, Stamford Bridge. Chelsea still plays there, even though it's 2028. So apparently their new stadium plans still waylaid in all kinds of political machinations. However, of more importance is the fact that we sit in third place. We've had a good run since we were last together. Chelsea's in first place. If we win today, we would pass them on goal differential. Asking the question of, dare we dream of a first place Premier League finish? Well, the simple answer is, if you want to be the champion, you got to beat the champion. And today, we get to check to see if we can answer that question. Stick around. Should be an entertaining match. So here we are. It's the 28th of October in 2028. It's been a while since we've last been together. This is a pretty straightforward match. Let's take a look at the results. Let's check our guess the point total competition, and then let's go bang heads with Chelsea. Just jumping in real quick, things have gone well since we were last together. We drew 1-1 at Sheffield United, and I was lamenting our inability to score goals. We kind of sorted that out a little bit. I don't think I sorted it. It sorted itself out. Maybe it was the training we did, but I think it just had to be the kind of players had to play together for a little while because our offense has started to fire since we were last together. We won 2-0 against Donetska Streda in the European Kindergarten League. Then we played Norwich, down 2-1 at halftime. We stormed back for a 3-2 win. That was good to see that our goal scoring started to happen there too. Then 2-0 win in the North London Derby against Arsenal on the road, where we played a conservative first half and opened up the offense in the second half. We rolled 6-0 over Aberdeen and again in the European Conference League, which, just as a side note, we're at the top of our bracket there, of our group at the end of the first half. So things are looking pretty good that we'll be moving on in the European Conference Kindergarten League. Then, against fifth place Everton at home, we put on a thumping 5-0 win. Badji, Parrott with a brace. Parrott, by the way, who couldn't score to save his life before, has now got 3 or 4 goals in the Premier League. He's been successfully unlocked and seems to be on target now. Then in the EFL Cup that nobody cares about, we beat Bournemouth 2-1, ending rather somewhat of a mini jinx because we played them 3 times after taking over last year. We did not come out of any of those 3 matches with the win. So it was nice to get some revenge, but with a 2-1 win over Bournemouth. So the end result of all this is, since we've been together, 6 matches, 6 wins. We got a Premier League Manager of the Month award thing for September, and we've climbed up the table. So yeah, it's been a good run. It's hard to find fault with what's happened since we've last been together. Here we are. So after our stumbling start, where we were way down in like 16th place after 3 matches, now with 10 matches in, roughly a quarter of the season done, we've climbed to within 3 points of first place, and we sit in third place, 4 points up in the Champions League bracket. Today, the biggest match you could ask for, Chelsea away. If we win, as we can see again, and I mentioned in the intro, we draw even with them on points and pass them on goal differential. Depending upon the Manchester United and Liverpool results, we could conceivably end the day in first place. So this is a big match coming up. I'm pretty nervous here. I'm well caffeinated. I've got some chocolate chips that I just finished off and stuff. And so I am ready, but I have to confess, I can feel that kind of extra kick of adrenaline. This is a big early season match. A loss here would drop us back into kind of trying to hang on to a UEFA Champions League spot. A win here might say, gosh, we're not, a quarter of the way through the season, we'll be pretty close to first place. That's something there. So it kind of feels like one of those pivotal season-defining matches. I'm hoping things go well. We have a couple of other things to share before we do jump into the match. Let's go take a look at a guess the point total competition, because things have changed quite a bit since we've last been together. So here are our point totals after about a quarter way through the season. Now, if the season ended, we have 21 points in 10 matches, 2.1 points per match. Multiply that by 38 and you get 79.8 points, which would make Jim Wagner the winner with that astute guess of 80 points. Now, we are kind of accelerating a little bit, so maybe we'll get more, but maybe we won't hold up this pace. So, still a lot to be decided, and there's a lot of guesses between that like 78 and 86 point range. which seems like me a pretty likely place that we would fall unless we play better or worse. If the season did end today and for some reason we would get fired or leave, Duncan Ray would be the winner because we only have 21 points and he would be the closest at 59, although it doesn't look like we're going anywhere in the short term here. So anyway, there's our Guess the Point total competition. More on this as the season progresses. Alrighty, before we do take a look at the starting lineups, I did want to show you that we got one transfer in. So here was our strategy. I sold a couple of players that we didn't need, the ones that were unhappy, and we ended up with like $45 million in our transfer budget. My goal was, because we need a better second goalkeeper, was to sell tissue paper for whatever we could get for him, because his contract runs up at the end of the year, to sell him for whatever we get for him and get a better goalkeeper in at the winter transfer window. That's what that $45 million was set aside for. Instead, I bought a midfielder for $20 million because I couldn't resist. I can't really find a goalkeeper. So that's kind of a fail, but let me show you the midfielder because that's a more fun story. Here is our midfielder. He's only got one name, which is always a good sign, right? Leandrino. He's Brazilian. That's another good sign. Brazilian with one name. I mean, what could go wrong? Current ability 4 stars. Now, Old Lady Play says never go by the current ability. So I'm wondering if we made a mistake here. We didn't fully scout him and because he had a release clause of $20 million, which is seen for a 4-star player, $20 million is a bargain. So I'm like, I'm all over. And the numbers we could see looked pretty good. So I'm like, at the worst case, I think we can get our money back for him. But he's got pretty good acceleration. I mean, he's a midfielder, and he's got good tackling ability, so he can play kind of a deep-lying playmaker, kind of the role that Feltre played before we lost Feltre to Manchester United. And I feel like we do need a little bit of an upgrade there. So I feel like he's going to fill somewhat of a position of need, especially if he can develop into his potential. But I'm a little bit concerned by some of these numbers that we don't fully know, like bravery 6 to 9. And if his bravery is 6, that's kind of a red flag. He can't jump either, but I don't think we really need our midfielders to jump so much. He's got some rhythm, but again, he's only 19, 4 stars with potential of 5 stars. So, well, let me know what you think anyway. I mean, I'm kind of encouraged by the whole Brazilian with one name thing, to be totally honest. That was kind of the clincher for me. So we'll see how the saga of Leandrino turns out. He'll be in January. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into the match, and let's take a look at our team selection here. We're playing on the road. So, and this Ben White has now kind of got himself into perfect form. So he's ready to play. So we're using him as a defensive midfielder. And our plan is to use our Triceratops formation, our defensive 4-1-2-3 formation for the first half. And then the second half, switch to our Pikachu attack formation and go for the win. This is what we used against Arsenal, and it worked really well. 0-0 at the half. We scored 2 in the second half, and we won 2-0. And we had plenty of energy for the match. So let's take a look at who's starting. Parrot is up at the top. Oh, yes, one thing we have to do. Badgie, Foggy Plays, has renamed him, working in that theme of birds. Froggy Plays has said we're going to rename him Birdman version 2.0. So there you go. He's officially now part of the flock. Birdman version 2.0 is out on the left side. He, by the way, has been red hot. 10 appearances, 7 goals right now with a 7.53 rating. Been on fire. Parrot, his other Birdman in combination here, has been doing pretty well too. Now 4 Premier League starts with 3 goals. He's been on fire of late. Foden out on the right-hand side, got his first goal in the last game. He's looking okay, but it's kind of, I think he's still kind of figuring his way out there. Lopez going to play at central midfielder. He's done what? Bogarts has looked okay in midfield. White's looked pretty good as defensive midfielder. And across the back, Katazenkov and Konstantinopoulos are actually in the star player lineup for Premier League right now, if you look at that on the match there. So I think the Premier League, they're looking pretty good. I've never had a pair of outside backs that are quite this good, and I think it's really one of the reasons why our defense has been pretty good. Sergio Fernando at goal and Oliver Twist at keeper. There's our starting lineup. I'm going to go talk to the boys. Let's go get started. It's time to play Chelsea. Woohoo! All right, here we go. We're in our whites, going across from left to right. Chelsea in their blues, going from right to left. I'm a little bit nervous about this Triceratops formation because I'm not sure. I feel like I think Chelsea leads the league in goals scored with 25 goal scores. Their defense isn't the best. In front, Lopez, gets a shot. Birdman version 2.0 with another chance. knocked on the door early with a good chance on XG. So over the last month too, our XG, before we were having a high XG, our goal scored was always less than the XG. But now it's gone the other way. So I feel like whatever's kind of trickled into place for us to kind of sort things out has really worked. Uh-oh, this is dangerous. Blocked. Yes, Bogarts picks it up. Bashes it to no one in particular. But, yes, so Chelsea has the highest goal scored in the league. We're just a few behind them. But their defense, they've allowed, I think, 12 or so. Whoops, time for us to shout here. Let's shout energetically. Encourage. So I'm a little bit concerned that a defensive formation, they're going to take advantage of that and put at least one in the net in the first half here. Hopefully we have an answer, and it'd be nice if we could keep them away. Uh-oh, Jouet charging down. This is looking dangerous. Oh, I hate it when that outside crossed in front. I made it look so easy. Not a good start for us. Come on, boys. XG-wise, we're behind 2. Okay. If we go 2-0 down, we're going to shift right away to our Pikachu formation. Enough of the defensive formation. Over the top, get it out. Parrot, man, get it. Yes, good. Good. Back to Konstantinopoulos, out to the Parrot. Parrot goes down the left side. Pace, it's knocked away. Bogarts picks it up. White, defensive midfielder. Let's get it back, boys. To Bogarts, feed it out wide. Foden, back to Lopez. Lopez to Parrot. Lopez, oh, gosh. Knocking on the door, though. Okay, this isn't as bad as I thought. I mean, we're down 1-0. Whoops, we need to encourage, right? Shout, encourage. I mean, down 1-0, 28 minutes in, especially, and everything's pretty even-wise, XG-wise. So I'm thinking second half, and honestly, at this point in the season, I'm playing them away, I would take a draw here. I would be happy with a draw. Not that we're playing for a draw. Can I shout again here? Things are going fast. Nope. This is that like 2-minute window where everybody has to be dejected. You can't shout at them. Matteo, give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Yes. Good. Get it. Come on, Phil. We don't want to be down 2-0 at half. Pulisic with the ball. That would be bad mojo. Speaking of down 2-0 at half, let's see this out though first before we talk about that. I'll make that a point. That's going to be a shot. Oof. Okay. I started playing Football Manager again, right? This is what, 21, at the back end of FM19. And there's that achievement you get where if you're down 2-0 at half and you come back and win, you get that special achievement. So Football Manager 19, how many games we played? Football Manager 20, how many games we played? Football Manager 21, how many games have we played? I have never gotten that achievement. Being down 2-0 at half and getting... Oliver Twist with a big save right before halftime. I would think that at some point... I mean, part of being down 2-0 at half and coming back and winning means that you have to be down by 2 goals at halftime quite often. And... I mean, I suppose that doesn't happen too much, which is probably one of the reasons. But you would think over the course of how many hundreds of matches that you would come back from a 2-0 defeat and win one. Okay, so we're down 1-0 at half. They're up on XG. Now we're going to go change our formation. I'll talk to them, and then we'll be back for the second half. It's going to be different than the first half. Even though we're down 1-0, I'm feeling somewhat comfortable here. All right, here we go. Second half. We're in our Pikachu formation. We brought Pat Delaney in for Ben White, so we swapped out our defensive midfielder. Put in our more attacking central midfielder, Heaven on loan. Foden in early. Ball batted away. Getting a whiff of their goal early here. Hoping for 2 goals and a 2-1 win. That's the plan. Let's see if it happens here. Come on, boys. We can do this. Oh, Oliver Twist. Must have covered up something down there. Long pass right to Chelsea. Not where we want it. Oh, this could be bad. We have not had good results on YouTube so far this season, have we? Because then we drew the first match. Then did we draw that? So we had 2 draws, I think, right? Come on, get it. Chelsea's still beating us down here. Maybe we're just not quite to this level. I don't know. I'm still confident, though. Oh, Konstantinopoulos with a 6.2 out on the left side. Why such the bad numbers here? Not looking good for us here so far. 60 minutes in, our numbers are bad. Gosh, YouTube, Come on, let's encourage. We're not going to give up on this yet. Let's go a few more minutes before we think about more subs. We'll go to 70 minutes. Everybody's encouraged. Let's get something going. We have not had many shots in the second half either. I'm going to tweak the tactics a little bit and try something. I'm going to try to pass into space a little bit here. See if that'll get the ball behind him. 65 minutes. Corner for them. This feels bad. Get it. Need some highlights. Come on, boys. A lot of nothing right here. Uh-oh, here they come. They come. Oh, good. That's to us. Good. Foden picks it up and loses it. No. Blocks. Good. Fernandinho, this is our highlight. Bogarts, not your highlight. The heck? I encouraged us. Let's go. Why is everybody so down? It's no time for the negative waves. I had such high hopes. Good. Get it away. But we're not at the right end of the pitch. There's a block. To no avail. Uh-oh. Feels like a threatening play. Good. There we go. Come on, Birdman version 2.0. I love how his name shows up. Good. Fires it long. Oh, right to the other team. Okay. I got to think. We got to sort this out. All right. We're going to slow the pace down just a touch. Bring Engby in out for Birdman version 2.0 is not having a good game. And let's go positive here too. Because we need to start turning the tables a little bit. 74 minutes. Nothing's working. Let's encourage. Let's do demand more. Let's see if that works. There we go. That got a result. Come on, boys. Okay. 76 minutes. I'm going to make a couple more changes. First of all, we're going to go attacking. Then Constantinople 6.0. He's having a terrible match out on the left. But I don't want to use our last sub yet. Let's go. Come on, boys. We're going attacking. Let's get this. We've had like one shot in the second half. What the heck? All right, we're going to try Sawinski in at forward for Parrott, replacing our last bird here. We're going attacking. Let's go very attacking. Pushing all the buttons, but nothing's working. Everybody's dejected. What happened? We were looking so good before this. Now, demand more didn't work. Let's do encourage. We still have, 4 minutes, 5 minutes left. Come on, boys. Okay, now we're all happy. 3 minutes. Okay, here we go. Wouldn't it be funny if we got a goal here just at the last second? Delaney, come on. Do something good. Oh, God, he passed it right to the other team. Chelsea is showing us their superiority on the day. It's their highlight. Come on, boys. A minute left. This is so disappointing. I feel like I have to commit seppuku or something. Oh, could this be something? Foden to Lopez? Lopez in front? No. We look so sad. We have looked so good over the past few months, over the past month. And now, today, we're like a different team. Outshot 13-6. That's actually downright disappointing. Everything was so good, and then we hit this buzzsaw. Unlucky, boys. No, it's not unlucky. I'm not happy with your performance out there. It's not unlucky. You get crushed like that. We weren't even in the match. Assistant. Well, if there's any consolation, right, it's early days. We're 6 points out. Gosh, that's frustrating. I thought we were better than that. I really thought we had a chance there. And neither formation worked. Our defensive formation worked better than our offensive. But we put into our offensive formation and nothing happened. Tottenham's poor performance adds to disappointing defeat. It's exactly how I feel. Well, anyway, so much for fun times at Stamford Bridge. As we leave that, that was the only match of the day, I think. It was on TV and everything like that, too. Everybody else has got to play. We'll still be in a Champions League spot because Leicester is 4 points back of us. But apparently there's still work to be done before we can be threatening for the top here. That's the first match. That's the worst we've looked all year, though, except for the Manchester United match for sure, where we lost 3-2. But at least we scored in that match. Okay. Let me know what you think. If you got ideas on things to fix or things to shift around, let me know. We'll get back on the training field and see if we can improve a little bit here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have enjoyed this drab performance, please consider giving it a thumbs up as it helps the channel out so much. And if you're new, please consider subscribing. We're not always this bad. Although on YouTube this year, now we are 2 draws and a defeat. So is this another YouTube curse? So many questions. So many things left to be answered. We'll get back to work. We'll see you again in our next episode. I think what I'm going to do is, it's now the end of October. There's nothing super interesting coming up towards the end of November. I might try to play a bunch of matches and come back right at the halfway point in the season, maybe against Southampton there for the last match of the first half of the season. So we will see you again. Hopefully we'll be in better form by then. Gosh, it's disappointing. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of the weekend.